Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome back to episode 51 of the Tim Tebow Dynasty. In this episode, we're taking on the 3-9 New York Jets. And with 4 games to go, we've already guaranteed a playoff spot. So we could lose all four of these the last 4 games of the season and still make the playoffs. Because the rest of our division has been that bad. Just a reminder that the quarterback for the Jets is Tom Brady. He came out of retirement to play for the Jets, and apparently that didn't help him very much. And just another reminder that even though I am going for several records because of that loss to the Bills, we now could only pass the ball 20 times today. So you're going to be seeing a lot of running between me and our running backs, which could hurt Justin Blackmon's chances of breaking Calvin Johnson's record for yards in the season if I can't get him his 130 today. And as long as I'm accurate with those 20 passes, I still have a chance at breaking Drew Brees' completion percentage record. Zach Meow is back from injury, so is Golden Tate. Zach Meow starts the game off with 2 great catches. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get him to his 100 catches that I mentioned at the beginning of the season because of his multiple injuries. I don't know what Jones-Drew was doing on that play. He jumped on top of people and got tackled to the ground. So we will be getting our fullback Jacob Hester involved today. We haven't really got him involved all season, but we really don't want anybody getting hurt with how much we have to run it. So just prepared for a lot of run plays that get very little or negative yards. And Blackman makes his first catch of the game for 21 yards. I'm using up too many of my passes in this first quarter, which is hopefully doesn't backfire on me, because if we're down late in the game, and I fumble. But again, if we're down late in the game, I'm going to need those pass attempts to try to make a comeback. And the Jets failed to take advantage of my turnover. So we get the ball back. Jones-Drew's going to get some more carries. Got hit hard on that play, and Jones-Drew is out. So now we're down to 2 running backs. But my favorite running backs coming into the game, Cotton Deacon. That was a bad throw, trying to catch the defense off guard with a little play action, looking for Justin Blackmon. And they were playing zone, and the ball went right to that linebacker, which Tom Brady then took and got 3 points. Cotton Deacon, with his first carry of the game, takes it for 6 yards. And it looks like this is about to be the last play of the first quarter, unless Cotton Deacon breaks us off, which he does not. We are down 3-0 after the first. Fortunately, we have the ball, but we're trying to not to use up too many of our pass attempts, because again, we lost that bet, and now we need to run the ball to show the coach that this way of playing the game is stupid. Why, if you have a quarterback that can run, why waste your time running the ball? He can be your running offense. I literally have 1,583 rush yards on the season and 12 rushing touchdowns. I'm literally 3 rushing touchdowns away from breaking Cam Newton's record for rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in a season. I've already set the record for rush yards by a quarterback in a season. I have the chance of making it to 2,000. I don't know if I'll get there. But trying to force me to run the ball when I can just run it with Tebow really doesn't make sense to me. Instead of taking a sack, I pick up 3 yards. Justin Blackman wide open. Can't shake the last tackle, but he does have 43 yards now. That was a good catch. Got us under the 14-yard line. It'd be nice to get him another touchdown because he has 21 and needs 3 to break Randy Moss's record for touchdowns in a season. And my offensive line gives up a sack. Not surprised there. One positive of only calling 20 pass attempts is that I can't take a lot of sacks today. And Justin Blackman's hurt, and I'm pretty sure he will not be back for today's game. Trying to get Cotton Deacon another touchdown this season. He has 4 rushing, but I'd like to get him a couple more. He can't make it in. So we're going to try something else. All right, so bad news on the injury. I overheard the trainer telling our coach, "Hey man, so bad news. Justin Blackman has a shoulder tear, and is going to be out the rest of this game and the next 4. So he's going to miss the first playoff game this year. So hopefully you don't need him. And unfortunately, he won't be able to break either Calvin Johnson or Randy Moss's record." And that's when the coach said, "Oh man, that really sucks for him. We definitely need him on our offense, but we'll do." So, anyways, yeah, Justin Blackman's out the next this game and then 4 more weeks. So, unfortunately, he will not be breaking any records this year. And we are at the 2-minute warning. We got the ball. We're down 10-7. Hopefully we can put up some points before the end of the first half. Cotton Deacon with a nice 2-yard run. The clock is still moving, but we're at the 36-yard line. Would at least like to get into field goal range. And they get another sack. My offensive line is clearly the weak link to this offense. Fourth and 2, I'm going for it. Clock's still running. Uh-oh. Get the ball off, and Lewis does just enough to get us that first down. We're going to use a timeout because he didn't get out of bounds. And we got a minute left. So, I want either to tie it up or take a lead before halftime. Nobody's open. Going to pick it up with my legs. First down to the 44. I should have thrown it that time, but I did not. So, trying to save the majority of my throws for the second half, just in case we're behind. 3rd and 2 after that run by Cotton Deacon. Nobody open again. We cannot pick up the first down. 4th and 1. We're going to take a timeout. And a kick a field goal. A 52-yarder. This should tie it up going into halftime. And our kicker does not make it. So all that work for nothing. Still down. All right, folks, this is halftime. No sponsor. Just enjoy the show. We got Dancing Sharks. And we start the second half with up 14-10 because I guess Tom Brady threw an interception that was returned for a touchdown. So that gave us the lead. We're going to be running a lot in the second half. As long as we have the lead, trying to hold it, trying to save those passing attempts for the fourth quarter. Jones-Drew is back in the game after sitting out most of the first half with an injury. So, and again, we're down to 4 wide receivers. Ace Sanders makes a nice catch for the first down. He's not having a great season. I don't know how many more seasons he's going to be in the Jaguars. I don't know how many more seasons I'm going to be in the Jaguars. Zach Meow makes a good catch right there. I thought that was a bad throw. He looked covered, but he comes out with it. 3 catches today. A nice return. Not the return he had from injury earlier this year, but we're trying to keep him healthy going into the playoffs. Maurice Jones-Drew gets the ball, makes a nice play for a 4-yard gain, and he gets hurt again. All right, so Jones-Drew is most likely done for the rest of today, but won't be injured going forward any weeks. So that's fortunate because we're going to need him for the playoffs. He has not been great this year. He's averaging 4 yards per carry, but he's not my favorite running back on the team. And without Blackman in the lineup, that moves Golden Tate to our number 1 receiver, which sets him up for plays like this for about 1 yard. So I'm not going to be doing that anymore. I'm just trying to mix it up so I'm not calling the same run plays over and over again. Just so our run game can keep getting yards. All right, 3rd and 7 after 2 runs for 3 yards. And I'm keeping Jones-Drew out the rest of the game. Don't want him to get hurt. He's already had 2 injuries apparently this game. And I know I normally don't really touch much on awards during the season. But while we are leading MVP race and AFC Offensive Player of the Year, we have a surprise for Defensive Player of the Year on our team. Right now he's only 9th in voting. But our defensive end, Demir Ash, I don't think I said that right. But it's the guy that our team drafted in our first draft. He has developed into a pretty good defender. Again, he's a defensive end. And apparently he's considered one of the best defensive players in the AFC. And at this point of the season, Cotton Deacon has played well enough to be considered 5th for AFC Rookie of the Year. I think he has a shot at maybe winning the award if I could get him more involved in the last couple of games. But we'll see how that goes going forward. Oh, there's an injury. And surprisingly, Cotton Deacon, even though he hasn't really been a consistent starter for us, he's the 8th best running back in the AFC this year. So, I guess the running backs in the AFC aren't very good. Alright, so if you're wondering how bad my offensive line is, my left tackle that we signed in free agency has given up 22 sacks in his 13 games. So including today, 22 sacks this year. How many pancakes does he have? After a nice run by Jones-Drew right there? Yeah, he only has 5. And after 13 games, with 3 games to go, one of our offensive linemen is leading the way for the AFC for best offensive lineman in the AFC. Can you guess which one? Well, if you're going to guess my right tackle, who has also given up 13 sacks, Luke Jokel, you'd guess correct. While he has given up 13 sacks, I don't understand that ranking, but he has 29 pancakes. So running it to the right side helps. It's just he gives up too many sacks. Our best offensive lineman for like starting that gives up the fewest is our center and left guard. They've given up 8 and 9, which again is not great, but that's just where they're at. Our offensive line's not good. They're rated good. I threw another bad throw, interception. Whatever. We're up 23-10. 23-13. Tom Brady scored again. This is what I don't get about the older Madden games. If you simulate the season, Tom Brady always plays way worse than he's rated. Same thing's going on with Andrew Luck. These guys aren't producing like I think they would. Also, if you're asking how our score went from 21-23, our defense got a safety. So, that's where that 2 points came from. A rare safety. But we're in the fourth quarter, so we're just trying to mostly run out this clock and keep picking up first downs. Bad throw. I had a man open on the left side, but I was trying to get Cotton Deacon some more touches. Zach Meow wide open, but we do not pick up that first down. 4th and 3, we're going for it. I think we have a good shot at picking this up. They're blitzing, which leaves Zach Meow wide open for 7th catch of the game. Yeah, right there. 82% for the game. Tom Brady's completing 48%, which doesn't make sense. But all right. But if Tom Brady does retire again, that leaves the Jets open for needing a quarterback. And again, even though I keep saying for Jones-Drew not to come back in the game because he got hurt, the head coach keeps putting him back in. I don't know why it gives me the option of not putting him in if they're going to just not listen to me. Cotton Deacon with a nice run right here and does not get to the end zone. But he does get hurt. And with that injury, he's out the rest of today and the next 3 weeks. So he misses the rest of the season, but should be back for playoffs. And Mercedes Lewis drops the ball. Trying to get a touchdown right here, which would basically seal up this game. With about 3:41 left. So, one more score and we basically can't lose. Nobody looks open, but we got a nice block. And with that touchdown, we now have 12 on the season with 3 games to go. So all we need is 1 rushing touchdown per game over the last 3 games to get to 15, which breaks Cam Newton's rushing touchdowns by quarterback that he set as a rookie. It would break it by 1. So this is the season that I'm going for records as we hit the 2-minute warning. Almost done. The game's basically sealed up. We're just trying to run out the clock. On the ground was Jones-Drew. So that means over the last 3 games, all we got is Jones-Drew and Stephen Ridley at running back. Unless we get Jacob Hester, our fullback, involved, which so far this year he has 16 carries for 64 yards. Good average of 4 yards per carry. But no more Cotton Deacon. I unfortunately ran out of bounds right there while I was trying to keep the clock moving. I got the first down, but going out of bounds was not what I wanted. Bad throw. Another bad throw, trying to catch him off guard with play action. And I get intercepted for, I think, the fourth time today. And they give us the ball right back after scoring. It looks like a touchdown. So they're still down by 10. So we get the ball. And we're just trying to run the clock. They're going to use up their timeouts. And that'll be it for today. Next game, we're playing the Colts. We've already wrapped up our division. So we could lose the last 3 games and still make the playoffs. They have an injury. But yeah, this is a pretty good season for us. Unfortunately, we did not cut down on our interceptions because of, especially because of today's game. But hopefully we can finish the season out strong going into the playoffs as we look to repeat as Super Bowl champions. All right, this is the last timeout for the Jets. Should be 2 more plays and at the end of the game. Jones-Drew has his first 100-yard game of the season. He could have had one before, but I'm pretty sure this is his first 100-yard game this year because he's only played like 5 games or something. Oh, I thought he was about to get tackled right away, but he broke out of it just to get pushed forward. Again, if I come back to Jacksonville next year, I guarantee that they don't re-sign Jacob Hester. We're probably just going to go with a new fullback for some reason. And that should have been the last play of the game. Looks like we're going to get one more off for no reason at all. Besides to get Hester one more carry that he takes for 8 yards. But that's it, folks. A nice 30-20 win. The Jets aren't going to playoffs, so Tom Brady came out of retirement for no reason at all. And like always, if you enjoyed this game, please like, share, and subscribe. And check out one of our other videos.
It's been a game we'll always remember. Jim Nance, Phil Sims, so glad to bring it to you.
Rooting for Tebow would be rooting for the ability for people to just pick up a sport without the work and be great. Why would I ever root for that?